Good morning, everybody. It's Mike the Baldadonis, and today is Thursday, which means it's
Conspiracy Theories Thursday.
with Gary from the gym. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Today's conspiracy will be about how the powers to be want to chip all humans.
Okay.
Chip being called an R.F.I.D, radio frequency identification device, or another name for veri chips, VERI chip variable. These chips are inserted into humans, and it allow you to track and to buy and sell online, or buy and sell in commerce or in the world. It's a form of control. So it's predicted. I don't want to get into like prophecies or anything like that. I just want to get into the technology, because with the computer, the mighty computer, the humans seem to be doing a lot of information gathering, a lot of control. You can see it in every day in your life, and you can see it in your TV commercials and what have you. This is about the R.F.I.D chip. It's not going to be about smart meters. It's not going to be about smart utilities, smart machines. It's not going to be about transhumanism. Transhumanism is the merger of man into a machine. This is just about the little chip that's about the size of a grain of rice. Okay, IBM is the one that made it. Raytheon is manufacturing it. It's the fifth largest military contractor, so you know where this is going. Anyway, I got a few things here. I've been doing my research. So IBM claims that any person or any object or any process or any service for any organization, large or small, can become digitally aware in a network. The goal is to have everyone networked. Be connected by a computer to one or more networks as through a commercial electronics information, EPI, services, or the internet mainframe World Wide Web. I think it's hilarious. You know, I enjoy looking at words, and you break the words up like live or live. What's live backwards? It's spelled backwards. It's evil. It's weird. But World Wide Web, the worldwide, you know, what's a web do? It catches. Internet and NET, net, what's a net do? Catch or ensnare. You know, it's just something. It's just something that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, so anyway, the agenda at play is to mesh you, the person, into a internet. And it's connected as a node under control of a mainframe like IBM, which runs an artificial neutral network, which would be considered an artificial brain. Anyway, I found it interesting. I was watching the latest golf, forget the name of the tournament, but anyway, IBM's on there, and it shows you, it's about a minute-long commercial, and it shows you how they're using technology to make cows produce more milk, and they're showing you the satellites, and yeah, how they can do different things with technology and what have you. So it's in front of your face. I'm only bringing this out so you can start noticing it. That's all.
We're letting the people know.
Yeah, why not? I find it interesting. Like, this is the reason I do this is because I think it's like the modern day sci-fi. You know, really, I'm going to be chipped. They give you all good information. I mean, ideas on why people would be chipped. One would be they use fear, or they use a sense of understanding that we can control things and make things better. The veri chip was patented in around 1968. It's FDA approved. It sits in medical records, using payment as a payment device, control access to secure facilities, financial information, and national criminal database. So Obamacare back in, I was looking at this before they passed it in 2010, but they talk about type 2 device, which was an R.F.I.D chip. And it would be used to call up your medical records right away, to stop fraud, prevent fraud, find the ID. If you're unconscious, you're in an accident or something, you're unconscious, they can find out who you are and what what medications you take and what have you. So those are the positives that they're using it for. Also, it's connected to your bank account, whereas if you need a hip replacement, they look at your bank account. Do you have enough money to help cover the cost of a hip replacement? And if you don't, oh well, we'll give you some pills to relieve the pain instead of giving you the hip. That's what it's going to come down to. It's a good way to ration things. It's a good way to control things. But anyway, back to the R.F.I.D chip. They realize that it takes 33 bits. A bit would be like the zeros and ones, to do the EPC code, which is the electronic product code for humans, which would account for every human being in the world. This product code would be unique to you, so as you can be tracked in real time and matched to algorithms and programs. So they've got enough bit, they found that 33 bits, just change all the numbers, can actually account for every one person. Every person has. So it's not too far-fetched to understand that they can put an ID number to anyone. Okay, that's what that's about. Some of the other positives, they say, let's inject it in your pet so you don't lose your pet. You can find a pet.
Yeah, they do that now.
Right, but this is also a way to warm you up. Okay, because I don't want to get a chip in me. I don't know about you, but why should people be tracking me? But this is what the world's coming to. Pets, your children, don't lose your children. If they get picked up, we can find them.
That's true.
Hospitals can call up your records, like I said. Alzheimer's, Alzheimer patients that get lost or whatever, they can use it for that.
So it's a GPS in your body.
Right, exactly. So that begs the question, why does somebody have to know where I am at all times?
Because if I have a grandfather or my mom, I can put a little tracking device on them.
Right.
That would be for me, not for the government.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that would be applications for something like, because they get lost or they're forgetful or whatever. But to actually have the Vera chip in your body from birth on. So you're walking around with a, does that make you human, or now it's starting to become like, a trackable, what do I call you? A node or a commodity, a product. Because as you can see with other things, when you have your iPhone, you're walking through a store, the iPhone pops on and says, hey, they got a sale on this product you just walked by.
Yeah.
Or if you're walking by the store, it says, hey, the store's having a sale on coffee today. Why don't you come in and get one? So there's not much of a difference between the iPhone and a chip. Because they know the iPhone is trackable. It comes up. It's like the R.F.I.D chip, except it's not a teeny thing. I want to get that idea too, that you'll graduate from an iPhone to an R.F.I.D chip. They're like at the store I just went to half an hour ago. It had a R.F.I.D chip reader, or you can take your phone and just put it over the machine to pay for your thing. It's going to be the same idea. The bank is going to have all your money. There won't be any currency, and you just put your hand over there and Shazam, your bill's paid. And or, you got to walk through a facility. There's your chip. Go to an airport through security. There's your chip. Keep people out of certain areas. Those are the ideas. But anyway, Facebook campaign is to have satellite tracking in Alzheimer patients, illegal immigrants, military. You don't want to put this in the military. Government workers, anyone dependent on the state. Pedophiles, and even crime scenes. Think about it. If I'm chipped and there's a crime scene there, they can actually look up all the people who are in that area. So it's just amazing. Anyway, I just want to also mention that there's a family, the Jacob family, first family to be chipped, all of them. They thought that was great.
Is that documented? You can watch
it
somewhere?
Oh yeah, Jacob's family. I don't know what year it was. The UN has, believe it or not, UN has a Universal Declaration of Human Rights And come to find out, there's 19 violations against the very chip when it comes to this R.F.I.D chip being put in your body. I thought that was interesting. The technology was invented in 1948, so you can see how well it's gotten better. South Korea is the first city, now South Korea doesn't have all the human rights rules and regulations like the United States does. So they're doing the first test run of the first U city, it's called U city, back in 2007, to make the city like a smart city. And then, your devices, your people, the cars, everything's being downloaded on a mainframe, to test this. In New York City, 2009, the ubiquitous and pervasive new city. So they're setting up different monitors and R.F.I.D readers all around the city just to collect information. So it's
we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. And anyway, finally, I guess, and there's 50 employees at the Wisconsin 3 Square Market who willingly got chipped so that they can open doors and get certain food, go here, there, and everywhere.
So they were okay with it.
Well, yeah, they're warming up to it.
Okay.
See, the thing is that eventually we're going to be pushed and nudged into it. You know what I mean? You can't buy anything unless you have the very chip. I mean, the electrical power went out in the store the other day, and people they have a credit card, no cash, so they couldn't make the transaction, and they were all upset and bothered and angry at the teller because they couldn't do the transaction. They didn't have 50 cents with them. They didn't have 63 cents. They didn't have $1.15. And I'm like scratching my head. Is this the new America that you don't have money with you?
A lot of people don't. You'd
right.
be surprised.
So it shows you the vulnerability of people if they're hooked to a system like this to where they can't do nothing because the electricity's down or the powers to be have just turned the switch to say, no, you can't do this or you can't do that. Right, so, right. Your independence seems to vanish. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just amazing. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I can't read my notes. It's just a mess. I was at the library last night, and I rented this. It's called the National Geographic, The New Big Brother. In our surveillance society, satellites, cameras, and phones are tracking us more than we ever imagined. This is February 2008. Okay, and then I'm just going to read one more little thing here. It says, watching the globe. More than 1,700 satellites orbit above us, some as much as 100,000 miles overhead. They collect images and other data, broadcast information, track our locations, and even listen to our conversations. U.S. public institutions and companies operate most satellites, with commercial launches already far outstripping the governments. So, there you go. So, it's in our life, and I just wanted to... you'll find it in the mass media. The other thing is the mass media, the movies, Hollywood and whatever. You have a lot of movies out there, and we're entertained by this. Where they make humans into robots and robots into humans, and
right. It's been going on for quite a while.
Right.
We're seeing the progress.
Right.
Like that.
See,
Star Trek from back in the day.
Okay.
Everything from Star Trek is here.
Right.
Beam me up. The phone,
right.
Cell phones. Yeah. The doors open up automatically.
Right.
There's definitely a lot of stuff that comes in from watching all these programs, and the sci-fi is now reality.
Right. So the point of the story is, does it surprise you? No. Oh, I knew about that ahead of time, or I knew this, I knew that. So this is how it's infiltrated upon us, So anyway, that's the story, and I hope you enjoyed it.
So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep, we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, guys. So hopefully you like that video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Gary's here. He's trying every Thursday. There's always a new story, a new conspiracy theory, and just enjoy the ride. Subscribe if you haven't, and until next week, guys, Bob Donis out.